Hi guys. I wanted to show, this is not a paper craft, but I do want to show, this is a Halloween prop I actually made for our outdoor display last year. And it's quite big. I mean, that's a freezer in behind it. And I'm sorry, I am holding the camera. So I'm going to try to move slow and not be too jittery, because I don't want to make anybody throw up. But I did want to show this. This was one of my favorite projects last year. It came out really cool. It is a giant treasure chest. So I kind of wanted to show what I made it out of, kind of how I made it. I textured it, painted the heck out of it. Kind of want to get some close-ups and just show like all the fun stuff that kind of came with it, like what I did with it, and just how much fun it was to make. I really enjoyed it. So okay, let's get in on it. So basically what it is made out of is insulation foam. The foam is designed to be cut and put in between, like in the walls, but like in between, oh, what do they call those? Studs? I know what I'm talking about, at least I sound like I do. I know just enough to be dangerous. So let me just show the inside of it where you can kind of see. The lid would normally be attached. It kind of fell off toward the end of last year, but honestly, nothing a little Gorilla Glue can't fix. It's actually why I pulled it out, because I knew it was going to need a little bit of love. But that's what it is. It's 1-inch thick insulation foam. Gorilla Glue works really well on it. I don't think I used quite enough. I can see like it didn't even stick there. It stuck there, but it really wasn't a big deal. The other thing I used, this here, this gold, is actually spray foam. It's called Great Stuff. It comes in a can. You spray it. It kind of makes what that is actually for, that stuff called Great Stuff, is like if you replace your windows in your home or your doors, and you pull the molding off, maybe you replace your window, or if it's drafty, you're supposed to fill this in the gap. And what it does is it goes into those areas, it expands in those areas, and then you can put your molding back on, and it's supposed to help seal up your home a little bit better, less drafty. And all I did was spray paint it gold to give a base to make it look like treasure. And then I ordered treasures off of Amazon. I got these coins. Now, I got some that are loose. I have a little stash of them up here. But again, nothing a little Gorilla Glue can't fix. I mean, this thing's been out in the shed. We were winter, summer, northeast weather. So, I mean, I think it fared pretty well considering. But what happened was, I forget what color these were. I think they were just like really a cruddy looking gold. So I used gold and copper, I think is what I had on hand, spray paint. So I just laid them out on in a box basically and just sprayed them. Spray painted them to get the color I wanted. Same thing, these are just all from the Dollar Tree, and I just spray painted them all silver. All these like little silly plastic rings that you get in the Dollar Tree, and they're like pink and turquoise. No, I painted it all silver. Same thing with these plastic tiaras, which have to be glued back on. I just put them there because that's where I believe they were last year. And then I got like all these like cool like little plastic uncut gems that were all different colors. I really like that to bring in the color, and I just glued them all in randomly. It was just a lot of Gorilla Glue and a lot of just little patience. But let me show like some of the detailing. I hope the camera's going to pick it up. So you're able, with that foam, this is also foam, but I carved it. You can actually carve it out, and all I did was print stuff off the internet. I put it right over top of the foam, and I trace right over the paper to make an indent so I can see what line to follow to carve it out. And I used like a Dremel tool to carve it. But you can kind of see it. Actually, I feel like the camera on the lid really picked it up well. So let me go grab the lid. Oh, I did the same thing with this giant, kind of forgot about this. This giant, I don't know, I just kind of made like a pirate medallion. I mean, you can see my Gorilla Glue there, but once this is outside, you really don't notice it. But I did the same thing. I carved that out. Same thing, I just downloaded a picture, printed it off my computer, laid it over the foam, carved it all out, and then painted it. These were dollar store swords. I think they were red and black. It's amazing what a little spray paint can do. Same thing with this hook, which also fell off. Again, little Gorilla Glue. But spray painted the heck out of that. And the hat, honestly, Dollar Tree. I think it came with one of the swords. I just glued that baby on there. And you know what? It actually held up there in the weather. I know it rained last year. But this foam is cool because I actually carved into like the edges. I just used like a box cutter or a, not a box cutter, but like a sheetrock knife, something pretty sharp. And that gives that nice raw wood edge. Now, mind you, these techniques, now this box I did design myself. Not to say nobody else has ever done it before. Clearly, they probably have. But I did design the box. But the techniques I used, I did get all off of other YouTube videos. I'm not claiming to have invented any of this. So let's see here. Oh yeah, this is actually better. Let me bring this down. Hold on, sorry, my Captain Hook is going to fall off. So you can kind of see I used brown paint. And I made like little knots. Now again, I did that again with just the tip of a sheetrock knife, a nice sharp tip. And if you hit it with a heat gun, it actually kind of melts it a little bit. It is fire retardant, so it's not gonna like catch fire, but you see how you get these like little indents and things? It just gives it that nice raw kind of wood look. And that's really what I was going for. I want to see if you can see it better, like on these little side supports that I made that look like a treasure chest. And honestly, just a ton of brown paint. And honestly, the other thing, not just brown paint though, but those dollar store foam rollers. Wash them out maybe 2 or 3 times at max. Chuck it. I bought, I don't know, I probably bought $20 worth of those last year to paint all this stuff that we made last year. We made a lot last year. This is just the tip of the iceberg, but I will say this is probably one of my favorite pieces. It was the most fun. It was later after I kind of gotten used to working with this material. It's really easy to cut, really easy to carve, really easy to work with. Transporting it is probably the worst part of it because it comes on it's a giant 4-foot by 8-foot sheet. Luckily, Papa Bear's got a pickup truck. And he knows he's at Home Depot all the time, so he had no problem running over with me to get it. Not that I asked him to go get it himself or anything. And really the paint I used was just indoor-outdoor pre-mixed Rust-Oleum. It comes in like those little quart size cans. And dollar store rollers. Oh, I didn't even talk about this. Now to make the slats of the wood, like where it would be in between, I just painted those black in there before I painted it brown with the roller, and the black shows up through. But that, I just used a metal ruler and a soldering iron. And it really gets a nice melted line, nice and deep. And it does work. Now I am getting closer. You're seeing all the imperfections, but when it's in the front yard at night with a spotlight on it, you don't see any of that from, you know, from the road. But I was really happy with this piece last year. I was really excited about it. Really, really enjoyed it. So guys, I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. But that pretty much was my, or is my giant treasure chest. I do have a 24-inch ruler over here. It's actually my quilting ruler. It happens to be out here. So, let me see if I can grab it. Just to get kind of an overall idea. Now, this is a 24-inch ruler. Let me turn it this way. Yeah. This is a good, solid 19.5 inches tall. Just the bottom, just the box part itself, just the chest itself. And I didn't want to get into making a rounded top chest, so it is flat, but, you know, there were pirate chests that were just squares. That were just squared off at the top. And actually, I could show you the inspiration for that. My mom has this old chest that we've had for as long as I can remember. So that was kind of my inspiration for this. Plus, we have a pirate skeleton that sits on a... He's probably a good 5-6 foot skeleton that sits on a 6 foot skeleton horse. So that is pretty cool, too. And this sits in front of it. And then we have a skeleton, and I think I just turned my light because I actually stepped on the control. There we go. But so this sits in front of the 6 foot skeleton sitting on the skeleton horse. And then I have another pirate skeleton that sits in front of this with his feet up. And I made, actually out of those, the Arizona iced tea, the bottles that you get from the Dollar Tree that are $1 a bottle. I drank them because I like them. Peeled the labels off and made rum bottles out of them. So he has like empty rum bottles kind of scattered around him, which I thought was fun. So yeah, that is... I didn't turn my light back on right. But that is my treasure chest. I absolutely love this thing. There's definitely more to come. I made a lot last year. So hope you're interested in watching this stuff. I will not be doing tutorials on this stuff. There are great tutorials out there. There's great prop masters out there that just make amazing things. Halloween crafts with Halloween props, Halloween outdoor DIYs, things like that. Just start YouTubing, searching in YouTube for those. I found some fantastic ones. If I do find some of the ones that I used last year for inspiration and to learn the techniques, I will definitely... Oh, there we go. Apparently I stepped on the control for the light. I will definitely link those, or at least give you the names of the channels, because they really were great, and these people are fantastic. Fantastic. I don't know where that accent came from. Anyway, I'm done rambling. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys. Bye.